Shalom, shalom. First off, we give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Makakadash, Yahweh being the true name for Heavenly Father, Yahushai being the name for His only begotten Son, who the world ignorantly calls God, and Jesus Christ. I want to give double honors to our apostles and elders, great millstone, taught us truth and will well, and salutations to you, hopefully, person is truth, and all honesty and sincerity. This is Brother Yahushua, coming another lesson to spirit power of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, and this lesson is going into response to the movie I recently checked out. It's Godzilla Minus One. Now, I'm not gonna lie, man. This movie got me pretty hyped. Seeing the fury of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, of basically his pet, which he's gonna unleash again in the end days, one of these days, to jack up these heathen nations and Esau Edom. Hey man, just seeing the fury of this creature, the Lord brought the fear of the Leviathan, to visual light on the big screen. There's been plenty of movies coming out about Godzilla over the years, more recently, over the last 5 years or so, 3, 4, 5 years, special effects has gotten off the chain, and they've had many movies come out about Godzilla Leviathan. But this one movie that came out, it came in a different visual perspective of putting the fear in these heathen nations of what they're going to go through and how they're going to experience Leviathan in the end times to come. This is the judgment of the Heavenly Father. One of the many judgments. He's going to ultimately send judgment by thermonuclear destruction, but he's also going to send judgment via the plagues of Egypt returning. He's going to send judgment of Leviathan, man. Creatures being released to terrorize the wicked. Okay? So when this creature gets released, man, it's really gonna terrify people on the earth that ain't right. Okay, because Leviathan is here for the wrath and the fury of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Alright, when you get the account of the scriptures in Job that go into what he looks like. Okay, and it's an interesting point because the scriptures talk about who can draw him out. Well, Leviathan, can only be drawn out by the Lord, and only the Lord can bring about this ultimate lake of fire destruction on earth, which is thermonuclear destruction. And in the movie, it shows that, or the story that was created behind him of how he comes out, he gets woken up by thermonuclear bombing in World War II. Is when he first gets woken up, and then he continues to come back and terrorize all the ships in war, both of Moab and of Esau. But ultimately, when this Third World War gets kicked off, when those bombs hit, they will hit the ocean as well. And they're going to cause such a massive amount of energy and different vibrations and sound waves that's going to penetrate through the ocean. Don't be surprised if those thermonuclear destruction in World War III actually draws Leviathan out, because that's the Lord's doing that's going to draw him out, man. He's going to bring upon the lake of fire on the earth for his judgment, his fury, his wrath. Those missiles are going to completely obliterate America, but they're going to be hitting all over the world. And there's gigantic ancient creatures that have been sleeping in the deep, and there's a lot of movies been coming out lately about how these creatures operate and feed. And Godzilla, he feeds off of nuclear radiation. He absorbs that type of energy to grow the size that he grows, and to charge his his big gigantic blast of fire that comes out of his mouth. It's a thermonuclear firebomb, man. And when he shot it out in the movie, like every single time that he unloaded that big ass blast of fire out of his mouth, when it hit, it caused a nuclear explosion. So, man, Esau Edom is not ready for the Lord's destruction and the Lord's wrath, his judgment. He's not ready, man. Leviathan has these abilities, and they showed the power in the movie, man. That was a small visual representation of what's to come. And like I said, this was the first movie that came out that really, hit home as far as being on point to immerse you into the wrath of Leviathan, the wrath of the Lord, man. So go check it out, man. It's on Netflix now. You don't gotta go to the movies to go watch it. A lot of you got Netflix subscriptions. You can watch watch Godzilla Minus One on there to see it. All the Godzilla movies are good too, man. The other one that came out recently, Godzilla versus Kong and things like that, those are still good too, but this one was a little bit more immersive and let you get the visual perspective of visually accepting Godzilla as like a creature, more in the mindset of being an animal versus just a character. The other movies that came out, he's more of a character. He has a little bit more personality. He's smirking, he's grinning sinisterly and evil when he's getting busy and destroying monsters, but he's ultimately trying to help the human race. But the real story, the original story, Godzilla, he was terrifying. It was basically like a horror movie, that they put on this big screen. And that's how he's going to be in reality to the world. You're going to see this menacing, sinister face of this creature just eating people, destroying people, causing nuclear explosions with the blast of fire coming out of his mouth. That's the judgment of the Lord, man. This is Yahweh Bashim Yahushai's pet, man. And he's going to get busy. All right? This is the book of Psalms 104. We'll start at verse 25. It says, "So is this great and wide sea, wherein are things creeping innumerable, both small and great beasts. There go the ships. There is that Leviathan, whom thou hast made to play therein. These wait all upon thee, that thou mayest give them their meat in due season." So, there are creatures, gigantic creatures in this ocean, waiting for the orders and instructions of the Lord himself. And they won't come out until the Lord releases them. And we're going to begin to see some of these creatures and get a small taste. There's been all types of stuff washing upon the shores in various parts of the world. There's been video recordings of other creatures coming out of different, even on land, like in the woods, coming out of caves and shit, terrorizing people. Yila de Noche, that goes into the native language name for skinwalker. Werewolf-like beasts being caught on camera, ripping people apart, caught or partially killed, laying on a table breathing. These things are ready to come out, and the scriptures say that the Lord's going to release these things, man. Okay? This is the book of Job, chapter 41, verse 1. It says, "Can thou draw out Leviathan with an hook, or his tongue with a cord which thou lettest down? Can thou put a hook in his nose, or bore his jaw through with a horn? Will he make any supplications unto thee? Will he speak soft words unto thee?" Right, so the scriptures is questioning, And it's just basically, this is a sarcastic version, it's not being a regular questioning. Is letting you know, hey, look, no, you can't do all these things. You can't draw Leviathan out by yourself. Okay? It says, verse 7, canst thou fill his skin with barbed irons, or his head with fish spears? No, you can't. You can't catch this beast when he comes. Okay? Verse 8, "Lay thine hand upon him. Remember the battle. Do no more. Behold, the hope of him is in vain. Shall not one be cast down even at the sight of him? None is so fierce that dare stir him up. Who then is able to stand before me? Right, man. You wouldn't dare stir up Leviathan. If you truly understood this creature, this beast, you wouldn't even try it. You would avoid at all costs of waking this beast and bringing him up out the sea. So if you want to do this beast, how would you do that before the Lord himself, man? You know? It says, who hath prevented me that I should repay him? Whatsoever is under the whole heaven is mine. I will not conceal his parts, nor his power, nor his comely proportion. So when he comes out, he's not going to hide Leviathan at all. He's going to let his full force come out. And he's going to be more gigantic than what they show on the big screen. It says, who can discover the face of his garment? Or who can come to him with his double bridle? Who can open the doors of his face? His teeth are terrible round about. His scales are his pride, shut up together as with close seal. And in that movie, they really showcased this part of that scripture right there, verse 15. His scales literally closed and got closer to one another, and then they shot up out of his flesh, out of his tail, in that radiation glow. His scales shooting up, charged with getting ready to blast, man. It says one is so near to another that no air can come between them. They are joined one to another. They stick together. They cannot be sundered. Right, man. So here it is, in this quick little clip, you see just a quick visual taste of that, man. His scales, look, see that shot out of his tail like that? They're joined one to another. There's no missile, there's no bullet that can penetrate this thing, man. The way the Lord made Leviathan, you're not fucking with it. Verse 17, they are joined one to another, they stick together, they cannot be sundered. By his neesings a life does shine, and his eyes are like the eyelids of the morning, right? He's got glowing eyes when he gets ready to shoot and blast. Okay, his neesings life does shine, meaning all those spikes. He's got glowing spikes on him. Out of his mouth go burning lamps, and sparks of fire leap out. There you go. That goes that fire breath, that blast that he does. Out of his nostrils go with smoke, as out of a seething pot or cauldron. His breath kindleth coals, and flame goeth out of his mouth. You see? And they showed you in that movie when he shot that blast, it was as powerful as a nuclear explosion. It's no joke. Okay, it says, in his neck remaineth strength, and sorrow is turned into joy before him. The flakes of his flesh are joined together. They are firm in themselves, they cannot be moved. His heart is as firm as a stone, yea, hard as a piece of a neither millstone. When he raises up himself, the mighty are afraid. By reason of breakings, they purify themselves, man. Fear, great fear when this gigantic beast comes on the scene. Verse 26, the sword of him that layeth at him cannot hold, the spear, the dart, nor the habergarden. He esteemeth iron as straw, and brass as rotten wood. So going through all them bullets, all them missiles, they just break apart as straw and weak, brittle sticks. They're going to do nothing against this thing, man. It says, darts are counted as stubble. He laugheth at the shaking of the spear. And your modern day darts go into your bullets from all these guns, 50 cals and all, whatever most powerful gun you can think of. It's going to be counted as stubble when they try to shoot this thing. It says, sharp stones are under him. He spreadeth sharp pointed things upon the mire. All them spikes on his body. It says, he maketh the deep to boil like a pot. He maketh the sea to boil. He maketh the sea like a pot of ointment. It's so hot. In the movie they showed, every time before he showed up on the scene, dead fish floated up to the top of the water. Why? Because of that heat, that radiation, it killed him before he even came on the scene. So Leviathan comes, he's bringing death. He's bringing straight death, terror, fear, and destruction. And he's going to make the Lord happy and laugh, and his prophets laugh at the destruction that he brings. But for the wicked, they're going to be terrified. It's going to be a horror movie for them, man. It says he maketh a path to shine after him. One would think the deep to be a horror, so he causes the ocean to light up and glow because of that fire, that heat he brings, that radiation. Okay. Upon earth there is none his like who is made without fear. He beholdeth all high things. He is a king over all the children of pride. So all these proud, wicked heathen, Leviathan's going to humble all of them, man. Ultimately, it's the Lord humbling all of them. He's going to use his creature to do so. And he's going to use his destruction, man. Thermonuclear destruction, Leviathan, and all the plagues. This earth ain't ready for what it's about to go through. Go check out the movie, man, now that you have a perspective that lines up to scriptures. And just immerse yourself in it and be ready for the Lord's wrath, man. If you're a believer, call upon the name of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, and you'll be preserved from the judgment that the Lord is about to bring using Leviathan and other various forms. We got the victory ultimately, man. And we get hyped when we see the Lord's creatures bringing his judgment, because that's our revenge being executed too when the Lord releases this thing. So be happy and glad at that. So Lord wills, lessons edifying. We'll close out. Give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'Shem Yahushai, Ba'Shem Kakadash, the honors of our apostles and elders, great millstone, touches truth and will, and citation to you, hopefully like person is truth and honest sincerity. Shalom.